Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you very much for your great support so far. I'm indeed very grateful. In this video, we'll be discussing 14 notorious criminals in history who shook the foundations of Nigeria. Ishola Oyenusi. Ishola Oyenusi, often referred to as Dr. Oyenusi or Dr. Rob and Kill, was an infamous robbery kingpin who terrorized the southwest region of Nigeria. In the 1970s, he was originally a menace to the residents of Lagos, and he then expanded his armed robbery operations to the other states in the southwest region of Nigeria. The ruthless armed robber carried out carjackings, bank robberies, and heists. It was widely believed that Oyenusi acquired some supernatural power that made it difficult for him to be captured. He was even rumored to have bragged, in the height of his criminal exploits, that bullets have no power over him. In March 1971, he and his gang conducted their last robbery at the Wadume factory in Ikeja, Lagos, Nigeria, where they stole £28,000 at that time and killed a police officer in the process. He was eventually captured on the 27th of March 1971. Oyenusi, together with 6 other members of his gang, were executed on the 8th of September 1971. They were killed by a combined police and armed forces firing squad at the famous Bar Beach. The event was witnessed by about 30,000 Nigerians. Ishola Oyenusi smiled to his death. Even as he was being tied to the drum to face the firing squad, he was talking and smiling. If you have watched this video to this point and you've not subscribed, please kindly like the video and subscribe to my channel. Kindly also turn on the notification button so that when I post another video, you'll be the first to see it. Thank you. Mighty Joe. Mighty Joe, whose real name is Isiaka Busari, was a street gang member who later became a political thug and then an armed robber. He was the second in command to Ishola Oyenusi. Shortly after Oyenusi was executed, he became the gang leader. Mighty Joe recruited ex-soldiers into his gang to aid him carry out his robbery operations. He was quite skilled at handling guns and other deadly weapons. He and his crew carried out unchecked robberies and murders throughout the country, especially in the southwest region of Nigeria. Mighty Joe was arrested in 1973 while trying to snatch 10 naira from a bar attendant called Michael Osayunana. After his trials, on the 6th of June 1973, a convoy transported him from Kirikiri Maximum Security Prison to Lagos Bar Beach, where he was executed by a firing squad. Lawrence Anini. Lawrence Anini, also known as Ovibo or the Law, remains Nigeria's most notorious armed robber that terrorized the country. He was a motorpark out and driver who later formed an armed robbery gang. Anini, together with his assistant Monday Osunbo, had a field day in the mid-80s, carrying out deadly attacks in the old Bendel states, now Edo and Delta states of Nigeria. He murdered many police officers during his homicidal rampage. However, the height of Anini's terror exploits occurred on the 1st of October 1986. This was when the gang in Benin City attacked Kasmia Akabusu, the state commissioner of police. The vehicles in his convoy were pelted with gunshots. The police boss survived the attack with injuries. A worried General Ibrahim Babangida, the military president at the time, ordered an extensive manhunt for Anini after growing concerns about their apparent elusiveness. On the 3rd of December 1986, Anini was eventually caught in a house in Benin City in the company of 6 women. During the arrest, in an attempt to escape, he was shot in the leg. The operation was led by Kayode Williams, a retired superintendent of police. Anini was confined to a wheelchair throughout his trial, following the amputation of one of his legs. Justice James Omoagege of the Benin High Court convicted Anini of most of the charges and was sentenced to death. Lawrence Anini was executed by a firing squad on the 29th of March 1987. Shina Rambo. Shina Rambo, whose real name is Matthew Oluwanifemi, was another notorious criminal in Nigeria's history. The fearsome armed robber was the brains behind many attacks in the southwest region of Nigeria, where he robbed and killed with impunity. The Abeokuta Ogun State-born robber, who grew up in Benin Republic, was the brains behind many attacks in the southwest region, where he robbed and killed with impunity. His father was a corrupt soldier who used his military influence to rob innocent citizens and brought huge amounts of money home. His father also taught him how to dismantle and assemble all sorts of weapons and how to service guns at the tender age of 7. Shina Rambo was heavily into fetish and human sacrifice. As part of one of his rituals to fortify himself, he slept with his mother. He was dreaded by the police as he would go to police stations in broad daylight and kill every police officer there, drive to checkpoints and open fire on every policeman on duty. It was said that he once robbed 40 exotic cars in one day and drove all of them in a convoy from Lagos to Cotonou unstopped. He was powerful, he was wealthy, and impenetrable. Shina Rambo had a wife and 3 children, but he lost all of them in one day during a bloody police raid at his home whilst he was away on an operation. He was reportedly on his way to Wadume Motors to buy a Pathfinder SUV when he was apprehended by the police at the Ojota New Garage. According to the police, he wanted to disarm a policeman questioning him over a lot of money he had in the trunk of his car, when another officer at the other side of the road shot him. This report was refuted by Shina Rambo. According to him, he surrendered himself to the police. Shina Rambo was convicted and was released from prison after serving 11 years at the Agodi prison in Ibadan. While in prison, he became born-again Christian. He later became a pastor and he was released from prison. Derico Ndiwe, also known as Derico Nwamama, was also one of the deadliest armed robbers to have terrorized Nigeria. His reign of terror started in the 2000s when he terrorized the southeast region of Nigeria, especially in Anambra State. Derico started as a pickpocket and street urchin who later transformed into an armed robber during the tenure of Governor Chinwoke Mbadinuju at the age of 22. He started by robbing market women and banks. He was reported to have killed 25 policemen and at least 100 civilians during his terror regime. The mention of his name sent panic into the hearts of traders and residents of Onitsha, the commercial capital city of Anambra State, Nigeria, and other parts of the southeast region of Nigeria. With the police and other security forces unable to track him, Bakassi Boys, the militant wing of the Anambra Vigilante Service (AVS), was set up to fight crime in the southeast region of Nigeria. On the 3rd of July 2001, the Bakassi Boys got an intel that Nwamama was coming to Onitsha from Abo. They laid an ambush intercepting him at Mpo. 6 days later, on the 9th of July 2001, the Bakassi Boys paraded Nwamama at the Ochanja market before beheading him with a machete. Godogodo. Abiodun Ebunjobi, also known as Godogodo, was a notorious armed robber and ex-convict. The one-eyed Godogodo was a scrap dealer in Gatankuwa Abule Egba in Lagos, Nigeria. He was arrested by the police for causing civil unrest. Due to lack of bail, he spent 6 years in prison. After he was released from prison, he formed a gang of armed robbers. The gang specialized in robbing banks and bureau de change. Godogodo constituted a major security threat in Lagos and other southwest states of Nigeria for about 14 years until his arrest. His most significant robbery is the Black Sunday robbery of the 9th of September 2012, which took the life of 2 police officers and 7 civilians, bureau de change operators. He was eventually arrested on the 1st of August 2013 in his house in Ibadan by the defunct Special Anti-Robbery Squad (SARS) of Lagos State Police Command. The SARS team was led by now suspended Deputy Commissioner of Police Abba Kyari. Gana. Tewasi Akwaza, better known as Gana, was the most wanted criminal and head of a militia group in Benue State. He terrorized Katsina, Ala, Ukum, and Logo local government areas of Benue State for more than a decade, but his criminal activities peaked between 2015 and 2020. His gang invaded communities and kidnapped residents at will, while demanding millions of naira in ransom. Ghana engaged in massacres, assassinations, robberies, cattle rustling, terrorism, and murders. He levied farmers, traders, and prominent people. To refuse to pay resulted in death. Locals ascribed magical powers of disappearing and appearing to him and trembled at the mention of his name. Hated for his crimes, he positioned himself to be seen by the thief people as their defender against external oppression and aggression. He was loved by the people of his village, Beji, for providing them with basic amenities. A bounty of 50 million naira was placed on him after several failed attempts to track him down. He was allegedly murdered by the Nigerian army after he turned himself in for amnesty on the 8th of September 2020. Abubakar Shekau. Abu Muhammad Abubakar bin Muhammad al-Shakawi, popularly known as Shekau, was the leader of the Boko Haram, the Islamic terrorist group. He served as deputy leader to the group's founder, Muhammad Yusuf, until Yusuf's execution in 2009. Boko Haram held northeast of Nigeria, especially Borno State, to ransom for years. In June 2012, the United States government designated Shekau as a terrorist and effectively froze his assets in the United States. Since June 2013, the US government placed a standing reward of $7 million for information leading to Shekau's capture. In addition, the Nigerian army offered 50 million naira reward, approximately $300,000 at the time, for Shekau. On more than one occasion, the Nigerian government claimed the military killed Shekau only for him to reappear in viral videos, making more threats and boasting of his criminal prowess. His group raided communities, took over towns, and adopted locals, including children. The 2014 adoption of Chibok schoolgirls remains one of the cruelest attacks by Boko Haram. On the 21st of May 2021, an investigation by the Wall Street Journal, backed by reports by Nigerian officials, stated that Shekau killed himself by detonating a suicide vest following his running battle with the leadership of a splinter terrorist group. Shekau's rival, Abu Musab al-Barnawi, also confirmed that he killed himself. Evans Chukwudumeme Onwamadike, popularly known as Evans, ranks as one of the country's most notorious criminals ever. Evans was also referred to as the billionaire kidnapper because of the huge ransoms he collected from relatives of his victims and his opulent lifestyle. In some of the kidnapping operations that he led, he collected over $1 million in ransom. Evans was a smart and crafty kidnapper who evaded arrest for 4 years. He was on the most wanted list in 3 states, Lagos, Edo, and Anambra states. He also worked with a soldier who acted as his informant. The Lagos State Police Command and the Inspector General of Police Intelligence Response Team, led by the suspended Deputy Commissioner of Police, Abba Kyari, who was the head of the unit at the time, arrested Evans in 2017 in a joint operation. Evans was charged with murders, armed robbery, kidnapping, unlawful possession of firearms, unlawful possession of ammunition, conspiracy, among others. He was specifically charged with abduction of a businessman, Uche Okorafor, and the demand of $2 million. On the 25th of February 2022, the Lagos State High Court found Evans and 2 others guilty of kidnapping and conspiracy. In the ruling, the trial judge said Evans showed no remorse in the dock and tried to lie his way out of the crimes, despite the video evidence. He was thereafter sentenced to life imprisonment. Wadume Hamisu Bala, better known as Wadume, was a kidnap kingpin based in Taraba State of Nigeria, but operated across the northern region of the country. He was a political thug before venturing into the business of kidnapping. Wadume also supplied arms and ammunition to terrorists in the northeast region of Nigeria and cattle rustlers across the northern region of Nigeria. He was arrested in August 2019, and while he was being taken to Abuja for further investigation, the police vehicle conveying him came under attack at a checkpoint manned by soldiers. The soldiers opened fire on the vehicle, and 3 police officers and 2 civilians were killed, while 5 others were injured. The soldiers freed Wadume. According to the soldiers, they were alerted that the occupants of the vehicle were kidnappers who had just kidnapped Wadume in his house and were taking him to a hideout. On the 19th of August 2019, Wadume was rearrested by police in a hideout in Kano State, Nigeria. On the 26th of August 2019, 4 of Wadume's victims identified him as the leader of the kidnap gang that kidnapped them for ransom and said they would testify against him during court trial. He was arraigned on the 8th of June 2020, along with 6 others, on a 13-count charge bordering on terrorism. Wadume was, however, released from Kuje Prison, Abuja, Nigeria, in April 2024. He received a heroic welcome. Nigeria is indeed an interesting place. Monday Osunbo. Monday Osunbo was a Nigerian armed robber and lieutenant of Lawrence Anini. Monday Osunbo, known to be a dreaded killer without mercy, was one of Lawrence Anini's gang members. Lawrence Anini was a Nigerian bandit who terrorized Benin City, Nigeria in the 1980s. Reports had it that Monday Osunbo was the main man behind the dreaded Lawrence Anini gang. He was known as the executioner and sharpshooter. Although not much was known about him during the Anini trial, as his leader took the shine off him, it was gathered that he was a short-tempered stammerer who did not hesitate in killing their victims. He was executed alongside his boss, Anini, in 1987. Kayode Williams. Solomon Olumuyiwa Kayode Williams, popularly known as Kayode Williams, is a Nigerian minister, prison reform activist, and ex-convict. He was among the gang of Ishola Oyenusi, also known as Dr. Ishola. The gang included Mighty Joe and others. Kayode Williams was arrested in 1971. He converted to Christianity while serving a 10-year jail term. Afterwards, he became an activist for prison reform in Nigeria. Gracious David West. Gracious David West is a Nigerian convicted serial killer. From July until September 2019, David West killed at least 15 women, mostly in the city of Port Harcourt, Nigeria. He was apprehended on the 19th of September 2019. He later confessed to a total of 15 murders. David West was reportedly a member of the Greenlanders, also known as the Dagbam Cult Group, which is a mafia-styled street gang in Rivers State, Nigeria, that sprung out of the armed militant groups that are notorious in Nigeria for engaging in criminal acts of violence and killings. Badoo of Ikorodu. His name was given simply as Badoo. According to Ikorodu residents, after every attack, he would write "I am Badoo" and paste on the door of his victims. He was a serial rapist and a ritual killer. Badoo was the leader of a cult group in Ikorodu, Lagos, Nigeria. Their modus operandi is to sneak into target homes in the dead of the night and smash the heads of their victims, which is usually an entire family, with grinding stones or mortars. After they are done killing everyone, they clean the blood with white cloth and then escape. They do not carry guns or any ammunition. This is weird and fetish. Badoo continued in a seemingly invincible manner until he was caught after he raped and killed a 27-year-old woman and her 9-month-old child. He was arrested by the community allegedly after some rituals were performed. The Badoo operations still did not stop. His gang members continued to terrorize and kill residents in Ikorodu. In joint operations between Odua People's Congress (OPC), men of Onyabo, a local vigilante group, and the police, led by the then Lagos Deputy Commissioner of Police in charge of operations, more than 500 members of the cult group were caught in their various hideouts. Thank you very much for watching this video till the end. I'm indeed very grateful. Please kindly like the video and subscribe to my channel. Kindly also turn on the notification button so that when I post a new video, you'll be the first to see it. You can also watch any of my other videos by clicking on any of the links on the screen. You can also share this video if you can. Until my next video, stay blessed.